the hot links. That sure is going to be good.
Proceed. Now from Washington, here is Alan Smith.
According to a report from MACV headquarters in Saigon, the Quezon outpost is being inactivated.
What's for breakfast today? Yeah, you see these big old spicy hot links? These are Earl Campbell hot links, made in Texas. They're spicy. And I fell in love with hot links back in the 60's. So let me show you what we're going to do with these biscuits. Yeah, we're going to make some sausage dogs. Spicy sausage dog rolls. Well, good morning. You see what we got going today. Going to make some spicy sausage rolls using hot links. I don't know if you have hot links in the area where you all watch this at, but a hot link is a length of a regular hot dog, except it's about twice as big around, and it's spicy. So I grew up eating these things. My dad would cook them on the barbecue pit and smoke them and slice them up and like slice one of them in almost in half. Lay it in a hot dog bun or a big bun, or shoot, even a piece of bread folded around it. Put some cheese and relish down in there, some onions. Oh man, you talking about good eating now? That's some good eating. But I first started eating these things cold out of the deli when I was in high school, like Dallas, Texas, in the 60's. We got through with practice, and we lived in Argyle, and we did not have a high school, so we had a couple of places we could go to school. One was Denton, Texas. One was Northwest Independent School District, and our Lake Dallas. I wanted to play football. Lake Dallas had a pretty good, well, they didn't have a good team at that time, but it was up and coming, and they had a new coach, and you could see the writing on the wall. It was going to be a good place. So my dad would take me on 2 days. He would take me and drop me off on his way to work early in the morning, and I'd go work out and be there all day long, snack, just whatever. I don't even know what we did for lunch, but I guess we survived. But in the evening, so I'd go back and he'd pick me up at this little store called Sargent's, and it was like what you think of the neighborhood Walmart, I guess. It's smaller, but they had everything from chain to rope to shotguns to meat counter to like you go in, I think buy some barbecue and stuff like that. An old-timey place. And I don't even know how I found out. Maybe one of the other players I was practicing with. I just don't remember. But anyway, you could buy hot links. There was in the meat section back there. It'd just be a big old roll of laid out in there. And I think they were a nickel, and they were cold. I mean, they were fully cooked, but they were cold. They weren't heated up or anything. So you get you one of them and put it in a bag. Get you a Dr. Pepper or Coke or whatever your favorite was that day. Had benches out front, and we'd go out and eat those cold hot links. And I'd wait on my dad to come pick me up on his way back home from work. We had another car at that time, but it wasn't much of a car. Lake Dallas was about 20 miles from where our home was, and where there was 2 other kids at home. And so by the time Mother, got them, and the old 48 Chevrolet she had, we'd just barely go pick them up and get back to the house without problem. So I'd wait on Dad, and he'd come pick me up, and we'd ride on the way home. We'd talk about the hot links. He worked for Decker Meat Products one time in Dallas when he was a kid. This was after World War II, before Korea, before he got married to my mom, and he'd tell me about how all that stuff was done, how he made, he was part of the crew that made these things. So I knew they were made with chicken and pigs and pork and beef, and if it was leftover, that's what went into hot dogs, bologna. It was meat scraps. and that's nothing new. That's the way the pioneers made it. So anyway, enough rambling about a hot link. Let's get these hot sausage dogs made because I'm hungry. I've just had my first cup of coffee. You see over there, got it right there. I'm sipping on it, and it's quiet time. Wife's not up yet. It's quiet time. Quiet. And anyway, it shouldn't take long. I made these a few days back as a test run. I had made the regular ones, the regular little spicy sausage and with hot dog. I had one with jalapeno cheese in it. And cut them in half. They were regular wiener size. Wrapped them with these biscuits. And turned out really good. Well, you see these are a lot bigger around. Now they're cooked. All I just want to do is heat them up. But I wasn't sure how to do it, so I made a test run, and I think it says back in school or something, and I decided I would shoot some shots of me making those. Wasn't much of a video, but just to let you know I'm working on it, and this is my process to work on recipes. Sometimes I'll try it before, sometimes not. Most of the time it turns out okay. There was some problems with the ones I did yesterday. I had to cook them at a higher temperature to get them to rise and to get them to brown. Should have cooked them at a lower temperature. I cooked them in the air fryer and cooked them for a longer period of time. Also cooked them on parchment paper in my air fryer, which I believe stopped all the circulation that goes on this air fryer. So the bottom I had to flip them halfway through because it just wasn't getting done. We're going to try the other way today. I'm just going to put it on the air fryer rack. I believe it'll get more circulation and cook better. And cook at a lower temperature. I ain't no hurry. So let's get this recipe started. Get out my little bit small rolling pan here. Get my dogs over here. These are Earl Campbell. I think I said that. He was a football player here in Texas. Pro football player. He's about my age. I think he's 70, 71 years old. I always looked up to him. He was a great player. He's had some health issues, like all of me and my buddies have had through the years. Still owns the company. I don't think he packs these anymore, but he still owns the company, and another company actually physically makes the sausages, but they're made under his rules anyway. All right. I didn't even look on this can to see what it says. Set them 350 degrees, 1 inch apart for 12 to 13 minutes. 13 to 17 minutes, excuse me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these in half. I think that'll be enough once you get it rolled out. And I've got this parchment paper down, since I'm going to actually physically roll this out a little bit. I know y'all don't see me use a rolling pin very often. And to make sure that this is going to release from this paper before oh yeah, it's going to do good. I'm going to mash pretty hard. I want it to flatten out a lot. Y'all can see rolling my paper up here. I don't want to use, I know I could use some flour on here. I don't want to use flour on this. I want to, I've got it kind of rolled out long ways. I want it long enough to stretch to go around this big spicy dog. So we're just going to take it, lay it out flat. Stretch it around the dog. roll it up on itself. And where the seam is back here, I'm going to roll it a couple of times on top of the seam. Oh yeah, that'll be good that way. So tell me, have you ever had a hot link? Do they sell hot links in your area? Surely it's not just a Texas thing, but I've never been to any other towns to look to see if they had hot links. I know a lot of people have different sausages that that they sell. Hold on just a minute. Let me try something here. I got plenty of these paper to use. Let's say work harder, not work smarter, not harder. Yeah, I bet y'all know what I'm gonna do. Get some room here. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think this is going to be the ticket, boys and girls. You want it pretty flat. Yeah, I think that'll be fine, just fine. I'm gonna take the smaller end and roll it up first on the dog. And this was a package of 5. It's been a few days. I thought, well, I've already opened the package, maybe the others I need to repeat the process here, roll it. Oh yeah. Kind of mash it down when you roll it. So we're going to cook these at a lower temperature, and I'm not going to turn on that air fryer. Air fry cooks really quick. And these biscuits won't go to waste. I will I'll go ahead and cook those in the air fryer. But this is the dealer's sale, putting this parchment paper on top of the other. It's a game changer. You can put some pressure on it. Sticking now. There it is. Let's go with the thinner end right here. And you could do this as any hot dog. You could do it with a spicy hot dog. But I just wanted to try it with these hot links because I love hot links. My dad would take them a lot of times, boil these in a big old pan of hot water to heat them up, let them simmer for 10 or 15 minutes on the stove. Come on, let's stop be sticking now. Let's get together here. And there, that looks good. I'll roll this again. We'll come back to the story, cooking them at my home. And I'm going to cook these on the seam down. Seam down. I'm going to cook these seam down side, the seam on the bottom. Is that what I'm trying to get out, the seam down? Yeah, that's a seam. I just think it'll cook easier. I'm gonna go ahead and make this a little half biscuit. These can be used for breakfast. I'll take and freeze these, and not only for breakfast but for dinner sometime. All right, let's get this set. I'm gonna go air fry. We're gonna do time on it's gonna be about 10 minutes. It don't matter. I'm just gonna do it by look. And temperature is gonna be at 300. Push the button and let her start cooking. Anyway, Dad would cook these things and just have a big old pot. They weren't air fryers cooking. They weren't bought in packages as such, because a lot of the meat markets around, they just had a meat counter. You go back and say, I want 10 of those or whatever. I'm not sure when they started putting them in the packages. I just remember they never were in packages when we were kids. They bought them and they were loose and brought them home and cooked. But Dad would take a big pot and just put regular water in it and get it going and put those in there and slowly bring them to temperature. If you cooked them too quick, they'd explode out the side. But if you cooked them real gently and brought them up to temperature, those things would plump up. Oh my God, and juicy on the inside. Excuse me, I got a frog. That's a cow. That ain't no frog. Anyway, told y'all it's early. He cooked those things up, and most of the time just bread, wrap around with a little bit of mustard on it. Mother'd sometimes get fix some sauerkraut to go with them, and you can cut these up and put them in sauerkraut, but we would just eat the sauerkraut on the side. And that was a good, inexpensive meal. Fed the family, gave plenty of protein, got ready to go back out in the fields. And this is during the 60s, so I was thinking last night, I was watching that movie, it's about Bob Dylan, A Complete Unknown. I don't know, I think it's on Netflix. I can't remember how we watched it, but no, it's on Hulu, I believe. If you're not a 60s baby, it may not make sense to you. Some of the people, you'll know their names. Some of them you won't. But boy, it brought back memories to me, because in the 60s, I was playing a guitar. I had a little rock band from the age of 10 years old. I was taking guitar lessons and learning how to strum. And my idols were the Beatles. My number one album that I had, and I still have it, it's Steppenwolf. Magic Carpet Ride. Man, I love that song. I wore that album out. Had the Pusher Man on it and all those, and those are kind of deep, dark, real hippie, music back in the day. But that's what I loved, and then it started changing to Creedence and and all these other bands, and of course the Stones were in there. But I was watching that movie last night, and they had a lot of good music in it. Bob Dylan wrote a lot of good music. The two ladies, one of the ladies, I can't remember who he was dating at the time. She was a writer and a singer, Joni Mitchell, I think. And just brought back flooded a bunch of memories growing up. I was thinking when I was watching that, as a kid, in the afternoons, in the evenings, when we'd watch the news, 6 o'clock, and because I don't remember what the time, I think that's before we even had a time change, but it would be dark around 6:30, especially in the wintertime. And we'd all eat dinner and go out and watch the news for a little bit. And Vietnam was raging, and you had these lying politicians. We're going to get you out of there, and we're going to put you in, and we're going to stop this, and blah 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 blah. Oh my God, just like they do now. But anyway, I'll get off that politics anyway. But I remember, you know, every night on the radio during the day, they'd be having reporters from the front lines and giving the reports. I think I even watched it one time. I don't remember who it was. Maybe y'all can tell me. I think it was Dan Rather or somebody was on the line and got shot, a reporter, while in Vietnam. I don't remember exactly. I'll look that up. But it's a different lifetime. I mean, I know we've been in wars and everything, and you know they've got the video streaming back here to the U.S. But man, we had a big old well, not a big, but we had a black and white TV, and we were all huddled around it. It just seemed like it. I had my rock music in my mind playing, and it's like the tributes you see to Vietnam with the rock music. Now, I lived that. I mean, I didn't go to Vietnam. I went in the service right at the end of it, but it was just a different time. It's a time I wish everybody could have experienced, because there's sometimes you need to experience stuff so you know what it's like or what it's not like. So let's look at these. Of course, I don't have a hot pad, but I got my cup towel here. Let's see what these look like. You may need to turn them down. They're starting to brown just a little bit. That's good. Yeah, I think that getting that paper out of there sure helped. You see my creamer sitting over there? Yeah, canned milk. It's my favorite. I don't have a lot of vices, but I do like my cream in my coffee. If I ain't having it black, which I like, or just with sugar, but if it's gonna have a creamer in it, give me canned milk. It's good. Check on these. Yeah, they're cooking away. So anyway, if you're the old dude's age, you know, in the late 60s and 70s, what kind of music did you listen to? I grew up listening to country music with my parents. Matter of fact, the first song that I the first song that I ever was part of in front of a crowd was a little band I was in. We were in the 5th grade, so I was either 10 or 11 years old. I had an old Gibson guitar I was strumming away on, and these things are smelling good. Singing "Your Cheating Heart," and I was belting that out, baby, on the stage. I wish, you know, nobody had cameras like they do now, or no videos. No, they had movie cameras. I've never run across anybody that had any video of that, or a film of that. Actually, it would have been. And but it, I can see this 10-year-old or 11-year-old belting "Your Cheating Heart" out with the meaning, because I know what a broken heart was about at 10 years old. I think I'd had a couple of girlfriends by then, but you know, just girls that I didn't like, but I really did like, kind of deals that, you know, you'd talk to. So anyway, life's fun. And all these years later, now I'm still thinking of it, and at least thanking God that I got a memory that I can still remember stuff. Now, I may not remember what I had for dinner 2 nights ago, but I remember the important things. What I was doing in 1964 when my dad got our Oldsmobile 442 off the showroom floor. Yeah, I remember those things. Let me check on these, see what it looks like. I don't want to burn them today. Oh, they're looking pretty. Biscuits are looking good. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if the biscuits are done. This biscuit's done. This biscuit's done. The biscuits are done now. Let me move these around a little bit. Of course, these are not. You're gonna have to cook some more. Yeah, they're fine. Let me get my tongs to get these things out because I know they're going to be hot. God gave me a pair of tongs to use. And He gave me the mind to not pick up hot things. Now, whether I'm using that or not, that's totally different. Oh, that's the way I was hoping they would come out. There they are. You can tell that they're getting hot. They were starting to split. Definitely cooked the hot links. It sure is going to be good. I'm going to let them cool off for a minute and I'll get a bite. Give me some mustard out. That's so good. Dang, that's good. Well, there he is, boys and girls. The spicy sausage roll that you'll find at the donut houses and stuff, they ain't got nothing on these hot link rolls. Try these. If you like spicy food, try these. If you don't, wrap you up a hot dog and cook it like that. Either way, it's good. For some attitude, try you some hot links. I appreciate y'all being here for my videos, taking time to watch my videos. If you like this type of video, just give me a thumbs up. That's all I ask. Just hit the like button and a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Have you ever had a hot link? And if you have, what part of the country are you from? What country are you from? I know I've got a couple of people from Germany. I know they've got hot links over there. I don't know what they're called. I've got a few people in Australia. Maybe they got some kangaroo hot links. I don't know. Y'all let me know where you're from and if they have hot links in other parts of the world. They probably don't have Earl Campbell, but they're still good either way. Old dude's out of here to finish my spicy sausage roll.